You guys prepared? I was gonna juggle these, but these are actually really hard to juggle. I think it'd be easier to juggle some, bowling pins that are on fire. But anyway. All right, so we're all stuck at home right now because of COVID-19, the coronavirus. I want to dig into 5 principles today that will help you think about things through these uncertain times. So we're all stuck at home thanks to this virus. The kids are crying or fighting.
And it's raining. Ow! It is raining. Little baby, it's raining. It broke my heart.
And Zoom calls are the only way we can interact with other human beings.
Goodbye. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
See you guys.
And here we are, real estate investors, facing an unprecedented time. We're facing some harsh realities right now. If you own rental properties, you may have tenants that are facing hardships, layoffs, reduced pay, reduced hours and wages. There are some resources for tenants and for landlords, but right now these are constantly changing due to legislation that's being passed. I'm not going to talk about that today specifically, but you can easily find this stuff online, and I definitely recommend that you check that out. I will link in the description below to some resources. What I do want to provide you with are 5 principles that should go a long way toward helping you think about what to do and how to think about it in uncertain times like these. Number 1 is patience. It's really important during uncertain times to have patience. We don't know how this is all going to play out. It's still kind of a wait and see approach. There are some ways we can think about the future and plan for certain things, but I'll get into that in another principle. Number 2 is opportunity. Even though this is a very difficult time, this is actually a time to be thinking about opportunity. Not in a way to price gouge on, toilet paper, but to be thinking about future needs of people and the market. There are going to be opportunities in real estate. I'm already starting to see a decline in prices and uptick in listings. So it looks like the seller's market is going to go away pretty soon here. That can be an opportunity for real estate investors to come in and find some deals. All right, number 3 is preparation. Hopefully over the last few years, you've prepared for something like this, because we've been talking about this for a long time. Everyone's been speculating for the last 2 to 3 years, when is the next recession going to happen? Well, now it's almost certain that it will happen over the next few months and possibly a year, maybe longer. But hopefully you've set aside some reserves. If you haven't, hopefully you have some equity in your properties that you could potentially borrow against. Another way to prepare for the future is to start thinking about what you want to do in real estate. So one way to think about this is look at everyone that's invested in the stock market and the huge hits they've taken over the last few weeks. They would kill for a return right now of even anything because they've lost so much. So it could be a really good time to start talking to people about what you do in real estate, how they could partner with you as a money partner, and the types of returns they could expect to get. During this upswing in the market the last handful of years, investors expected more and more. Maybe they wanted 9, 10, 11, 12%, something like that. Well, now they'd be happy with any positive return. It could be a really good chance to raise capital for your next real estate deal. Also, if you do still have an income right now and you're able to save some money, do that, because that will enable you to scoop up some of these deals that are likely to be coming down the pipeline. Number 4 is education. Now, you should always be educating yourself, but I want to look at this in a little different way. This is more of an introspective practice here. Think about your assumptions leading up to this point in time. We were all kind of expecting a recession. It will happen. But what were some of the things that you were thinking about? What were some of the hypotheses you were making in the real estate market? Me personally, I think I made some maybe not bad guesses, but they were guesses that probably won't play out the way I thought they would. What I mean by that is I thought that affordable housing was going to be pretty much recession proof. Now, as we're seeing, unemployment has gone from 4% to perhaps 20 to even 30%. We'll find out more as this goes on. But with unemployment so high, and the industries that are really affected are the blue collar workers, the hourly workers, people that work in construction and restaurants and retail stores, stuff like that. They don't have a lot of savings. They probably don't have extra streams of income, and they may not have the ability to get other sources of income. Unfortunately, those are a lot of our tenants. And so what I expect to probably happen is that many of them will not be able to pay rent in the next coming months until things get back to normal. So that's going to affect us in a big way. And as I said earlier, there are some resources available to tenants and to landlords, but it's not something we can necessarily count on either. So those were one of my assumptions that was probably incorrect. So I encourage you to look at your assumptions and challenge what they are, especially as we look into a new market that's coming soon. And number 5 is optimism. During a time like this, it's easy to become pessimistic. I know it's been really hard for me. I don't like to get out of my normal routine. I don't like being told what to do and what not to do, but I have to remain optimistic. Back to that first point of patience, it's important to pair those together, patience and optimism, because things will get better over time. We're all in this together. We all want to come out on the other side better for it. So put on a smiling face. Help your neighbors out if you can and if they need it. Be empathetic to your tenant's plight, and really just think about what the best thing to do is for other people. So put on a brave face, and we will get through this. I'm positive of that. Oh, and one last thing. I have a new channel with a buddy of mine. He's actually my partner on all of our rental properties. It's called Funny Money. I will link to that up here and in the description. Please check that out. It's just kind of a lighter take on investing, both in real estate and in the stock market. We've got some really fun segments on there. So please check that out. Stay safe, guys. I will see you in the next video. Later.